You look back at 1968 and these incredible images, obviously, of Tommy Smith and John Carlos, you might think to yourself, wow, that's power. That's what activism looks like. It's protest, but how can I be an activist? Well, the root word of activism is actus. It is a doing, a driving force. One of the definitions of activism is collective behavior, social action, people coming together within their communities to make a difference. When I came to this event last year, I got to sit on a panel, and I was blown away in that day, meeting people from all over the country who were figuring out small and large ways to use sports to make a difference in the lives of youth, to make a difference in the lives of their communities, to be activists. Everyone in this room has the potential to be a true activist, to engage in social justice. And over the course of the day, we're going to have a bunch of talks and incredible conversations and exchanges that help to prove that point, and hopefully leave you feeling at the end of the day like you can go and move on and move forward and make a difference and be an activist, just like all these different images that we see here on the stage today. Of course, I have some housework to do, and I'll let you know that social media posts are important. So if you're enjoying yourself today and there's some images that you want to take, hey, get on social media, let everybody know. At LA84 Foundation, and the hashtag, of course, Play for All and LA84 Summit. Can you guys do that? All right, they're going to be checking on you. And if you don't, doesn't look like you're getting likes today, you will be asked to leave. And the woman who will ask you to leave is the president and CEO of the LA84 Foundation. Please welcome my boss for today, Ms. Renata Simril.
All right. Good morning. No. Come on now. Sal told me you had coffee. Good morning. All right, we've got a long day ahead of us, so you've got to keep the energy level up. So get out there with the ball jugglers and playworks and keep your energy level up. We've got a great program, an exceptional program, and an exceptional line of speakers as well. And each one of them is using their platforms to take action for important social justice issues. They are also engaged in meaningful and impactful work that is creating greater opportunity for youth across this country. But before I get started for today giving you the context of our conference, let me start by giving a big thank you to our generous sponsors. Their support and sustaining partnership is invaluable for the work that we do. University of Southern California, have any Trojans in the house? Go Trojans! The Foundation for Global Sports Development, a new sponsor this year, San Diego Gas and Electric, Reyes Coca-Cola Bottling. Reyes Coca-Cola Bottling, thank you to my board member, Bill O'Brien. They're the official beverage partner for today. The Los Angeles Times, Delta Airlines. Delta is the official airline sponsor today. And Clear Channel Outdoor. Clear Channel is also a new partner and collaborator. And I don't know if Greg is here. I didn't see him this morning. But Greg, the Clear Channel team has been amazing to work with. And you all care deeply about our work. How many of you saw the banners throughout Southern California? I mean, the billboards throughout Southern California. Yeah, just amazing. So thank you for your support for today's summit, and we're looking forward to great things ahead. And last but not least, two of our longest standing partners, Fox Sports West. Fox Sports, I don't know if I saw Lindsay here. I always get sidetracked with these lights. But Fox Sports West, for the third year in a row, produced all of the LA84 videos you'll see this afternoon. And Lindsay, your team, as always, was amazing to work with and went above and beyond. And so we thank you for your continued support and partnership as well. And certainly last but not least, the LA Dodgers Foundation. Nicole Whiteman, who I do see. Yeah, go Dodgers. I'll get to that in a minute. But Nicole, you'll hear from later this morning, and her team are changing the lives of thousands of kids through the power of baseball. And their commitment to the city's youth and the Play for All movement is unwavering. Thank you for the great work that you and your team does every day to support the next generation of leaders and for our continued partnership. It is very meaningful to us and my team. Now let's bring home that World Series trophy, okay? Yeah, can I get a go Dodgers? Go Dodgers! I'd also like to recognize LA84 Foundation board members who are joining with us today. Deborah Duncan, Maureen Kendall, and the great Peter Uberoff, whose leadership vision and the success of his team in 1984 make the work that we do possible. So thank you all for joining with us today as well. We are also graced to have a number of Olympic and Paralympic athletes joining with us today. So if you're an Olympic or Paralympic athlete, and if we can maybe turn the house lights up a little bit, if you're an Olympic and Paralympic athlete joining with us today, if you could stand and wave to be recognized, let's give them all a round of applause. So, for those of you who've joined us at past summits, you've probably noticed that this year's event has taken a little bit of a different format. While our purpose is and will always be to inform, engage, and inspire this community around the most prevalent issues in youth sports, to shine a light on the leaders and organizations from across this country doing good work to close the play equity gap, and to share ways in which you can all get involved in the Play for All movement, today is special. Today, we wanted to celebrate how the power of sport can change the world, and how, to paraphrase President Obama, a silent and powerful protest in the Olympic Games in 1968 woke folks up and created greater opportunities for those that followed. You know, in an often divided world, sport is a unique and important connective tissue that binds people together, both across and within societies. Sport has the power to change the world, Nelson Mandela famously said. It has the power to inspire, the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Sport can create hope where there was once only despair. The athletes and the organizations and just ordinary people that you'll hear from today are all using their platform, using sport to change the world, to change lives. But every one of us in this room has a platform that we can use for change. We simply need to ask ourselves, what in our sphere of our influence can we use to drive the change that we want to see? For over 3 decades, that's what we've been able to do at the LA84 Foundation. Use the power of sport to create opportunity for those who need it most. But because we live in an imperfect world, the reality, not all youth have equal access. And that's why we coined the phrase PE, play equity is a social justice issue. For you see, hiding in plain sight, there is a national crisis in play. And if you don't know what I mean, let me explain why. US research data shows that the lower the household income, the less likely kids play sports. Many public middle schools mandate PE, get this, they mandate PE for 1 or 2 hours per week. I don't know about you, but in my middle school, public middle school, we had PE for 5 days a week. They've defunded enrichment programs that include sports, and many public high schools now charge extra to play on the sports team. You'll also find public schools in inner-city locations are eliminating sports altogether. If you hadn't heard, the Oakland School District just last month announced it was eliminating 50% of their high school sports program in a $500,000 cost-saving measures. Who's affected most? Girls and kids from low-income households. We should all give a thanks to the Oakland Raiders who've stepped in to help, at least for this year. And in New York City, 111 public schools offer 0 sports teams, and Black and Latino students are twice as likely to attend one of these schools. Today, you'll hear from David Rosen Garcia with the New York City Fair Play Coalition, fighting to change this reality. But how is this happening? Years of disastrous funding and policy decisions are leaving our most vulnerable kids behind. And travel teams, club teams, and a pay-to-play system has left many out of the game entirely. Play equity. Play equity means that how much exercise kids get must not be determined by their income or gender or ability. Play equity. Play equity means that the dreams of our youth must not be determined by their zip code. For us, play is a basic human right, and all of our youth All of our kids deserve equal access. But policymakers have moved away from what we know works. We know that sport and structured play is a critical tool of engagement for many, and it can transform the lives of young people by taking a whole child approach to their development, socially, physically, and even academically. Sports help kids become life ready. It builds confidence and character, encourages resilience, inspires teamwork and respect. Sports provides youth the opportunity to see beyond their limits. In its simplest form, sports helps to prepare our leaders of tomorrow. And there is half a century of research supporting the positive relationship between structured play and positive youth development. But behind every statistic, there is a real life. Remember Kylan Moore from our opening panel last year? Yeah, you can clap for Kylan Moore. Kylan Moore was a homeless South LA footballer who is now a Rhodes Scholar. And he told us that morning that, Renata, football isn't my life, but it saved my life. Google him if you missed it. It's truly inspiring. So here's the deal as we see it. Talent is universal, but opportunity is not. And there is nothing more beautiful than opportunity. It fuels our dreams and lifts us up past our limits. But not all youth have equal access to opportunity, quality fields of play that are safe, competitive teams, equipment, or well-trained coaches and mentors. The youth that we serve, kids from impoverished neighborhoods, they make choices based on what exists in their community. And so with our partners, and through the sports programs we fund, coaches we train, fields of play we provide, and experiences to connect beyond their limits, we are providing positive alternative to what so many of our young talent is exposed. And we are providing them an opportunity to build a bridge to a brighter future. This play equity crisis, it's real, and it's far too big for any one of us to solve alone. So that's why we launched the Play for All movement. Do you like our shirts? We launched the Play for All movement. Yeah, you can clap for the Play for All movement. And so this Play for All movement is a place where we can all unite and speak with one voice to ensure that all kids have the opportunity to play. And we are so thankful for those of you who have joined us as partners, collaborators, and change agents. We are making an impact. We're making a difference. Our collective work has helped to reach and support 1 million Kylan Moores across this country, or Serena Lemus's or Lisa Parks, two young ladies that you'll hear from today, using their platforms to change lives in their communities. But there is still much work to be done, so we got to stay woke. So we're hopeful that each of you leave here today inspired and recommitted to continue the great work that you're all engaged, and to continue using your platforms to speak up about the crisis and to advocate for sustaining funding needed to close the play equity gap. You know, I'm about to tell something of myself here. I was only a few months old when Tommy, John, and Peter brought international attention to social justice issues in America. But that day, memorialized in a photo, has had a lasting impact on me. And while my career has taken me to different places, every time I begin a new venture, there's one constant you'll see in my office. That powerful picture of Americans Carlos and Smith standing on the medal podium, raising a fist covered in a black glove. And all three of them, including Australian Peter Norman, proudly wearing the Olympic Project for Human Rights badge. Now, we all know they certainly weren't the first to use their platforms to speak out, inspire millions, and pave the way. Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Althea Gibson, and courageous others. But that iconic moment on October 16, 1968, it woke up the world. And the photo serves as a constant reminder to me, and it should to all of us, of my responsibility to stand up for injustices and to ensure that we all have equal opportunity to build a bridge to a brighter future, especially for our youth. Both Tommy and John took the collective energy of that moment and turned it into concrete action through their steadfast activism and through their respective foundations that serve and support our next generation. And others like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Arthur Ashe, and Billie Jean King, their legacies still endure and continue to inspire generations of athletes who have come after them to speak up and speak out when their moment is upon them. Some say life is a sprint, some others say it's a marathon. I like to say that life is a relay race. So while today is certainly about celebrating a moment, it is also about passing the baton to the next generation of advocates and leaders, and folks just like you and me, striving for a more just and equitable society. So as a final thought, as I turn it back over to Sal to kick off our panel this morning, remember this: people who believe they can change the world are usually the ones that do. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the day.